Welcome to the MWC Youth Podcast. This is Kenny, the youth pastor here, and man, we are so excited because today we are launching our very first podcast for all students, for anyone pretty much. So all are welcomed, and we are excited today to tell everyone what this podcast will be, what you can expect, what things will come through this platform. And today I'm joined with pretty much my co-host here is Dolan Enlow.
Hello.
Super excited about we've been working on this podcast for several months now, and super excited for just the potential and what this podcast has, right?
For sure, yeah. I'm very excited to see the great stuff that can happen through this, and I'm just looking forward to all the great things we're going to talk about, and I think it's going to be exciting. I'm ready.
Yeah,
I'm so ready. I'm
so ready. We're ready for this. Yeah, what are you most excited about with this podcast? In terms of like youth ministry and whatnot. You know?
Yeah, I think that this formula is a good breeding ground for like the best possible laid back discussions we can have about Christianity at its core. You know, like we can get to those kind of, those things that church isn't really ready to talk about, that society doesn't like really want church to talk about, like stuff like, controversial stuff even, but stuff that, that people need to hear about, that students, they have questions about, like whatever it might be. If it's,
maybe some questions or topics that maybe don't get mentioned on Wednesday nights in a youth group setting, or, maybe it's questions or topics that maybe even you as a listener may have. Yeah. This could be an outlet for us to touch base and talk amongst your peers and talk over the intranet.
Do you want to tell them where they can reach us at if they have questions?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Yeah. If you have any questions, or, if you have a certain topic that you would like for us to talk over on this podcast, you could submit your questions on a Wednesday night at MWC Youth. You could either give it to one of the leaders, you can give it to me personally. You could submit it if you wanted it to be anonymous. You could submit it through our little black box that we have at our little welcome station that's at the back of our youth auditorium. So you could submit it that way. You could submit it through social media, through Instagram or Facebook, on our websites. Pretty much, even if you wanted to shoot me a text or an email, we would love to talk over your questions or whatever topics you may have, because really, you guys, this is a podcast for you, and we want it to be most beneficial to you. Maybe if it's something that you're not comfortable asking on a Wednesday night, this could be maybe an anonymous outlet for that, or for that question. For sure. So.
Yeah, we're going to go over topics like is Jesus historically reliable? What is free will? What is the Trinity? We're going to have lots of guest speakers on, some of your leaders. Some great stuff. How can I trust the Bible? What's the best way to read it? Stuff like that. We're going to be talking about relationships, talk about ministry, about what true love is, things like that. And you guys, this is stuff that we don't bring up a lot in church, but stuff that, we need to know the answers to. And if there's questions, for real, if there's questions that you guys wish that we talked more about in church and stuff, this is the place to ask them, because this is the kind of stuff where, it's hard. Like we wish as Christians a lot of the times that we had better understanding of things. And I know for me, like when I was a youth student, especially, I had a lot of questions that I didn't feel I wasn't comfortable asking in a church setting. And this is a laid back conversation where we're just going to talk about it and just be relaxed. And we would love to just hear your opinions and hear your thoughts and questions about that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
And honestly, another thing that I'm very excited for this podcast is like, I don't want it to be all strictly business too. I think that's
we're gonna have the fun in business.
Something that you guys will come to find out during this podcast, and whenever we're doing our recordings, is we're gonna have some fun through it, and we'll even have some special episodes to where it's maybe not even church related. We can talk about movies, or certain sporting events, or Super Bowls, or whatever it is really. Yeah. I don't want it to be necessarily just strictly business, if you will.
Oh yeah. Well, speaking to that, let's go ahead and get into what we're planning on doing today, just to give you guys kind of a taste of what we're doing.
I'm down with that.
Oh yeah. All right. We're gonna go ahead and ask each other some questions, just like to get to know each other and get to know you guys a little better. Some of them related to the podcast, some of them not at all. So yeah.
All right, me first. Yeah. I got one for you,
baby.
just because I know you're a movie guy. You've seen 3 movies this last week?
This week.
In
the
you've
theater.
Seen 3 movies in the theater. Get
Yes,
a life.
sir.
No.
Yeah. Hey, that AMC, man, I'm telling you, those seats recline. I'm just laying back, got popcorn all up in my shirt from just, sitting there.
You're a sloppy
on my
eater,
back.
huh?
Oh, yes.
On your back.
For real, those things are freaking beds, dude. They just lay right back. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Great.
Okay, so speaking of movies, AMC, whatnot, Netflix, Hulu, whatever. What is your favorite movie? What is your favorite
We
movie?
talking all time?
All time, yeah.
All time.
All time. I know that's a loaded question. And a hard one.
but I have a definitive answer to that question. Most people don't.
That's why I asked you this question.
Yeah.
And
Not you? You're not ready?
No, I'm not ready.
My favorite movie is The Prestige, which is a Christopher Nolan movie from a little bit years back. But it's a Christian Bale, Hugh Jackman movie. It's awesome. It's about like these 2 competing magicians who will do like anything to like best each other. It's incredible. One of the best movies I've ever seen. It's really clean too. So, yeah.
It's always a plus.
It's awesome. Always a plus.
Family entertainment.
Real good. Yeah, Scarlett Johansson's in it. It's great. Great actresses and actors, and just solid movie. Yeah,
Cool.
It's my favorite.
Prestige.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
it's good. Makes you feel weird inside. It's one of those movies where you feel like, oh
You question yourself.
yeah, that kind of movie. And
Those
I love
movies
those.
are good,
Oh,
but at the
yeah.
same time, it's like, wait a second.
Wait a
I'm
second.
going to lose sleep tonight.
Yeah, but that's what you want. That's what you want.
That's what
want
makes
no
a good
sleep.
movie
Yeah.
good movie, honestly.
Okay, well, let me ask
All
you
right.
one. What's your favorite superhero, and why is he your favorite
Okay.
superhero? Or she? Feminism
Yeah,
is
sure.
not dead.
Could be a woman,
I don't know what you like.
I would say on a serious note, my favorite superhero would be the Flash, because the Flash is freaking awesome. I mean, what can't he do? He's super strong because of his speed. He could time travel. I've always been interested and wishful in wanting to time travel. For personal reasons and for other reasons as well. Time travel is pretty sweet. If you're really tuned into the Flash novel, the whole multi-universe thing is like intriguing.
Oh yeah,
Maybe we could do a special on like, do aliens exist?
I like it.
I don't know. That could be a fun
I
future
like
upcoming podcast, but not to get too political or Roswell. What really happened? No.
What really happened?
So
know.
my
God told us. We got the inside scoop.
on a serious note, the Flash. On a fun note, I'd say Scooby Doo. Scooby Doo. I grew up watching Scooby Doo, and my favorite thing about Scooby Doo was, he was always underestimated. People thought he was a coward and some little wimp, but
He is a dog, so
he was always there though. He always solved the.
it's
the
true.
cases.
He was always there because it was his show, Kenny.
Well, yeah. I mean, but he was always the man.
What do you mean? He's a dog. He's not. He's no man.
He was always the man.
If he's the man and he's a dog, I don't want any part of that man. Let me tell you.
That's why
I'll be the
said
first to
not
tell you.
serious superhero. You know what I mean? But Scooby Doo, I love.
I
it.
don't know what you mean.
All right,
To be honest
whatever.
with you.
Dolan, my next question to you. So, what is your favorite band?
Favorite band?
Do you have a favorite? You are a musician.
I am a musician. I
And-
like to think so.
You write your own stuff.
Yeah.
Drop your own albums just whenever you want.
do.
No big deal.
Sometimes.
That's not a sponsor
Yeah.
of this podcast,
hope
by the
not.
way. Maybe one day, but
I hope not.
what is your favorite band?
If you pay me some money.
No.
Favorite band. I like a band called Coin, just like a coin, like a quarter, but COIN. They're really good.
You talk about money?
They don't.
Oh.
Actually, they do in one of their songs, but it's like about his dad, like and how he like worked instead of being like around his family and stuff. They kind of like got together. They went to the guitarist and the lead singer went to Berkeley. I'm sorry, I'm really distracted. Can I tell this story right
Okay.
now? I'm kind of cutting myself off, but yesterday I ate this hot sauce that is like. Okay, so for those of you who've been to Buffalo Wild Wings, there's a
Okay.
sauce, Blazing Sauce,
Blazing.
which is the
pretty
hottest sauce
hot,
there.
right?
Yeah, and they actually have a challenge that like if you eat like a ton of them, you get like a free T-shirt, and it's like really
I get
painful in the mouth.
sweaty and
yeah.
irritated after their honey barbecue.
Yes.
So I mean,
Oh, really?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I don't have
a little bit
any,
of a wimp here. But
yeah,
anyways, that is
no
ranked.
tolerance.
There's a like a ranking called the Scoville level, which is like the level of hotness in a sauce, basically. And
Fun fact
the
for you.
blazing sauce is ranked at a 300 on the Scoville level.
Okay.
The sauce that I had last night on my wings was special ordered by a friend of mine. He went and he like got it online,
Sounds
and it's a
sketch.
3,000 on the Scoville level.
Oh my goodness!
And
How are you alive?
I don't know. I ate 3 of them, and
3
everybody
wings?
else that was there ate 1, and they were like throwing up and like chugging milk. I was fine,
You're fine.
but I can handle spice really well, and I
but
like
now
pride
you're
myself
not
on that.
fine.
Well, now I'm feeling something
Now you're feeling
inside
it.
of me that it's making the rumblies.
Your insides are being torn up. They're
I
on
feel
fire.
as if there's a gremlin inside of me kicking me in the stomach,
gremlins.
and I feel that if I don't exit to the bathroom soon, that there will be a catastrophic amount of brown on this chair.
Oh, that's messed up.
So yeah, I like coin.
Thanks for drawing that full circle.
You're welcome. You gotta. All right,
right,
is it my
well,
turn to ask a question? I guess.
I hope you get better.
I hope so too. Like,
I heard that the cure for messed up insides is to mess up your insides even more.
I'll eat more.
like,
Maybe I'll just chug
yeah,
the
just
bottle
have
of hot
more.
sauce.
You know,
Yeah,
yeah, it's a real thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, if anybody's eating
So
anything hotter
FYI.
than 3,000 on the Scoville level, please let me know. I would like to know, and I would like to know how you handled it because I feel like. Let's move on. Let's see. What's the best place to eat in Wichita?
yeah, I don't know. I mean, with
Let's talk about on a budget. How about that?
on a budget. Okay, well, I mean,
We'll say under like $8.
you could
$9.
you could never go wrong with Chipotle.
Oh yeah, but I'm talking. Let's talk local.
Local.
Give me somewhere local.
Wichita. Oh man, so I'm a pizza guy.
Oh,
Pizza will be in heaven. I know of it.
That's what that feast is all about.
I've had visions and dreams, so it will be there. I love me some Ziggy's Pizza. Ziggy's Pizza, have you been
Ziggy's
there?
is good.
In college,
Yeah.
College Hill?
I'm a Picasso's guy though.
Picasso's
myself.
is good, but I
love
like
Picasso's.
Ziggy's
Yeah,
better.
Ziggy's is good.
Picasso's is good.
I think Picasso's
know,
is better, but Ziggy's is really good too. That's controversial, right there.
it's
Who knows?
I'm not like upset because I like Picasso's.
but I know a lot of people
you know?
that have that argument, like Picasso's or Ziggy's.
Sure.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I love Picasso's though.
It's all right.
Picasso's is so like thin and crispy, and I love that kind of. That's so good.
Yeah.
Pizza. We should go get pizza.
Let's go right now.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
Let's hear it.
So serious.
I'm ready.
This is one of the serious ones. What is this podcast? Like this our first episode. Maybe if you're tuning in, you might be wondering, all right, what really is this? Who's this for?
Yeah.
You know, would you mind speaking to that?
Yeah,
What
I mean,
what is this?
So the
Who's
idea
this
behind
for?
this podcast was simply to create a new, different outlet for students or anyone just to have another way to be fed, like outside of church, because just because like church is our main way of being with Christ or being with believers and stuff like that, or having discussions or that kind of stuff, doesn't mean it's the only way we have to or the only place we can. And I guess this is to create an atmosphere where we feel safe, we can ask questions, we feel safe that we can be outside of church and have conversations like this. Be outside of church and not feel like we're in the walls of, oh man, that might be too controversial. That might be too this. Like, we need to feel safe that we can, follow after and ask the questions that we have about church. Because if we're just like walking along and pretending like we know everything, then we're not gonna have the right values. We're not gonna have the best ideas of what Christianity really is. And the point of this really, at its core, is for students basically, but anyone to understand deeper into just controversial topics or different discussions that we might not have in church, pretty much is the idea. So yeah, and just for me, Kenny, whoever's on here, the guests will have, just to be able to speak to different issues, different things going on in the church. Like we'll do one about worship. There's stuff like that going on, but then there's also stuff like we talked about earlier, like stuff about like what is the difference between condemnation and conviction? Like real questions and stuff like that. So like there's stuff that goes on that, we need answers to. And we're going to really dig into some really hard questions in some of these episodes. And yeah, so that's kind of what it's for.
Nice. Yeah. And I'm super excited for that because, even as a pastor, sometimes those things, they could just get lost.
We get it. You're a pastor.
All right. Whatever. They just get lost sometimes when it comes to Wednesday nights and, weekend services. Just meeting with Bobby or little Billy or, little Susan, and, Sally may not have time to, ask the questions that she wants to ask. So, this could be an extra outlet for that. So,
yeah. Shout out to Sally.
Shout out to Sally.
Shout out to Sally. Sally the salad head.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fortnite or PUBG?
So I never really played PUBG, but I would say Fortnite for sure. I
don't play either, so this
I
question
haven't
doesn't
really played Fortnite in a while, but yeah.
You're pretty good at Fortnite, aren't you?
So the kids say.
So the kids say?
I wasn't that great.
Do you win much?
My brother would say no. I was terrible.
Your brother would say no?
But he always says that.
Christian?
When it comes to video games. But what? Christian?
Yeah.
Is that my brother's name?
No, do you know Christian?
Do I know a Christian?
Do you know a Christian?
Yeah, I do.
Like a guy named Christian?
Yeah.
Do you know the one I'm talking about? I don't know if I should say their last name on here.
Yeah.
Stroud. I'm going to do
Oh,
it.
yeah.
I'm going to pull the name.
Yeah.
He's really good at Fortnite.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he like ninja good?
Yeah. Him and my older brother play a lot.
Dang.
Yeah, and they win all the time.
That's cool.
It's really annoying.
Yeah, I got some wins under my belt.
Many?
Not bragging or anything.
Let's name the number.
Oh, I'd have to go look at my records.
My records. You got like a filing cabinet in your bedroom of Fortnite wins.
Yeah. I take screenshots every time.
And let me ask you another question.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Why are we doing this podcast?
Yeah. No, I think it's a great one. And I think you hit on it a little bit, but I think one of the main reasons that we really want to take some time with this podcast is to, we really want to do it for you, for the listener, for students, maybe even for parents. If you're a parent right now of a student, maybe you could come into the realm or the field of what students are asking, even some of the topics that are going through your middle school or high school students' minds or brains, or the struggles, or so really it's for the listener. And the main part of, or the main reason why we want to do this is to get students even more involved. In all honesty, I'd love for students to be on the podcast, for maybe even students to lead this podcast, down the road, like having some students like running this show, running the podcast, running the questions, interviewing one another, and that way, they could be the first ones to say like what they're experiencing, what they're struggling, what they're going through. Because in all honesty, man, this is crazy. I've been out of high school now for almost 10 years, and it's a whole new, what was happening back during when I was in high school is completely different than what's happening, today. So, I would love for the students to really be involved in this, having students on the show and having students submit their questions. And really, it's just another outlet and element for students to be a part of.
It's good.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I guess
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, me too. I guess if you could give it a slogan, it could be a new and unique outlet for students and leaders to think critically. Yeah. Really. That's kind of the point,
That's the whole point.
Yeah, so, it's cool. I like that. It's good.
I'm excited.
Yeah. You have anything else that you'd want to say, or anything other than I'm really excited for this. I think it's going to be really cool. It's something me and Pastor Kenny have worked on for a really long time. Since
several months,
summer of 2018. So it's been a long time now.
I meant to say this earlier on, but those of you who don't know Dolan, he's been going to school off and on, whenever he skips class and whatnot. No, but he's been down at SAGU, which is a Christian school in Texas, and Dolan actually was one of my interns in the summer of 2018. So, he's a very well trusted individual that I value and look up to, and so I'm excited for him to be part of this co-host show on this podcast. But one of the things I wanted to say just before we close is every week or every other week, whenever we launch these new episodes, you can come expecting about 20 minutes or so. We don't want to keep it more than 20 minutes, maybe 25 at the very most. We don't expect you guys to be listening for hours upon hours, but you could come to expect 20 minutes of, some fun, some humor, and just some real life applicable things, hopefully, that you could just take away and, choose to put into motion, or, choose to just consider. Our goal here is not to persuade somebody to do certain things or live certain ways, but maybe for you to just take a deeper thought or a deeper, thinking, if you will, and just letting it wrap your brain around it, if you will.
It's good. Yeah, awesome. Well, thanks for listening, guys. I hope that we get to have you guys on again and just continue to look out for more episodes. And
super excited for what this is going to be and the potential behind it. So looking forward to it. We'll see you on the next show.
Bye.
Bye.